going to use the comments a lot tonight. And thank you. So we use the comments a lot tonight. So engage and talk to us. If you know somebody who needs to be on this call, you should probably text them right now and tell them to hop on so that you don't lose them in the summer. Because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. Yeah, it's on her. So anyways, all right, we're gonna do a game, okay? You're gonna drop in the comments this or that after we do activities. So drop in your comments your favorite summer activity. Keisha, you're gonna have to turn that off. you go. Okay, if everybody else can take it, it's all right. As long as I cannot. Okay, drop the comments. Favorite summer activity. Favorite summer activity. Y'all live tonight? Drop a 1. Jesus. Favorite summer activity. Oh, y'all like to swim? Y'all can swim. You know what they say about Black folks, that y'all can't swim. Because clearly I'm not Black, right? I ain't including that. Oh, grandma's house, I like that. Nice. Oh, that's cool. I don't even know what my favorite thing to do is. I love to barbecue, but that's like a spring, summer, fall thing, not necessarily just for summer. I love to barbecue. Day trips, I like that. Yes. Can't swim to save my life. All right. Drop in the comments your favorite summer food. What's your favorite summer food? What's your favorite summer food, Keisha?
Oh my goodness, I just love summer fruits. I know you don't, cliche, but I love cantaloupe, watermelon, just all summer fruits. Like I just keep them in my refrigerator. Like it's the season where I could just eat fruit. Like it's just the best. And so I just keep, yeah. I keep it.
I ain't Black because I don't like cantaloupe. I don't like watermelon. I'm not. I can swim. I do not. I hate cantaloupe. It's so nasty. My grandma used to have it in the house and be like, taste this. No, that's nasty. It's so nasty. I don't know what my favorite summer food is. I don't know. I'm not sure. But y'all got some good ones though.
I do like corn on the grill.
Oh, popsicles. Yes, the ice popsicles. Corn on the grill is good, but I eat that out of season. I don't just eat it.
I only put on the grill in the summer.
Yeah, okay. Corn on the cob. Cool. All right, so let's do some this or that's. And I was about to say, okay, I'm gonna preface this one. When you're going swimming, do you like to go to the deep or stay in the shallow? I know I had to preface that because some of y'all minds would have been like, Lord. Do you like to go? I like to be in the deep. I'm not, especially if I'm getting my hair wet. If I'm down to get my hair wet, I'm going to the deep, okay? I need to be able to tread water and have a great time. Let's see. Shallow, lots of shallow. I can't get my hair wet. Just get my feet wet.
I like to start in the deep so my body can submerge, to get used to the temperature, but I do like the shallow just because I just like to just sit in the pool.
Just sit there and relax. We old now. We don't like to swim and play. Just want to sit there.
Which sidebar, I'm gonna tell you guys this on vacation. You know how I used to say Marco Polo? The kids were saying Corona virus at the pool.
Oh, Lord, Jesus. Oh my God. Wow. See, I can't swim so shallow. Everything is deep. I'm 4'11". That's funny. Ooh, that is funny. All right. Ice cream sandwich or popsicle? What you grabbing? I'm grabbing a popsicle. I do like ice cream sandwich every once in a while. But I think my granddaddy didn't let me have them so much that I'm good with the popsicle. You know what I'm saying? Ice cream sandwich. Okay, let's see. I'm going for the popsicle. Okay, don't let it be a bomb truck. Give me Tweety. Get that gum in the eyeball. Ice cream, any form. Popsicle. What you going for, Keisha?
It's a popsicle for me. Ice cream and how you a little
Somebody
thirsty.
said the brand name one. Okay, make it clear. You said you going for what?
Popsicle.
Popsicle, yes. And the popsicle, not when it's too hard. You gotta let it sit out in the sun for like a few seconds. Oh, that's it. That's it. That's
Ice
it.
cream how you a little thirsty.
Yeah, it does. It does. Okay, 4th of July or the first day of school. The parents like really? Y'all like your kids? I just knew a lot of y'all was gonna be like the first day of school. I didn't put Juneteenth because most people really don't celebrate it and just now starting to celebrate it. In all honesty, but I am excited for it. My family is doing something this year, so yes, we love the 4th. Love the 4th at our house, but I mean, it's just because of what we built around the 4th, not necessarily the celebration. I don't like the first day. Oh, you a teacher, that's why. That's why. Oh, you might be right, Brittany. I'm gonna have to go see what that be like. Brittany said that Juneteenth is popping in Texas, perhaps. I'm gonna have to tune into your page on that day, see what you talking about. Cause we don't in the Midwest, it's just an excuse for people to go down the street and shoot and drink. Like they ain't talking about no black freedom. We grateful for our freedom. They just trying to, that's okay. That's good to know. Patricia said that's where it started. I need to do some research. I should share on my page, do some education. All right, so we're gonna jump into it. Thanks for having fun. No, for real, they do shoot. Seriously, that's like you need to stay in the house on holidays. You stay in the house. Like you don't know if it's gunshots. I don't live there, so thank God I stay in a good neighborhood. But you don't know if it's gunshots or if it's fireworks. And that's real. For my mom lives in the hood, and so she stays in the house, okay, because you really don't know if it's gunshots or anyways. All right, so we're going to start with organization. So if you have a tip, drop it in the comments, please, y'all. Like if you already have your organization and what you're going to be doing, like drop it in the comments. So we're going to start off with organization. I believe that this is one of maybe we can talk about the first two together, Keisha. We're going to talk about organization and a routine. So those of you guys who are hopping on, of course, my name is Rachel Wiggum. I'm here with Lakeisha Wires, and we are going to talk about launching summer, like going into summer and actually being prepared for what you pray for. And maybe I believe it was either last year or the year before. It had to be 2 years ago that we talked about truly taking control of your summer and not letting it just happen by chance. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like your kids come home and every day you're trying to figure out what in the world you're doing. Or as a single person, every day you just floating with the wind. You like just floating. You either still going to work, and if somebody call you, you got something to do, or, putting things on the calendar or what so have you. And so let's talk about some tips for organization.
Well, I actually brought a little prop for you guys. One thing, and parents, I have a 7-year-old and 2-year-old, but she's starting to eat a lot, and really got into it. And this is something Rachel helped me with too, where I just really try to just grocery shop once a week in delivery. And so at the dollar store, there's like these little bins, and that kids love their snacks. So this bin, I'll fill it up once a week. And then this bin will have the snacks that they choose that they like. But Lily understands once that bin is gone, those snacks are gone until it's time for me to refill that bin again. So it's kind of teaching her boundaries. But also, I still want her to be able to have things that she enjoys. It's something that she can reach, something that she can organize. I got these from the dollar store, and so I keep them in my pantry. So one is for snacks. I do have one for. Are you mad because I didn't let you play with that? I do have one that's for easy breakfast. So there's some mornings where it's just really busy. And the reality is I'm choosing that I can't make a hot meal, but she's old enough to make a bagel. She's old enough to make a Pop-Tart. And so you'd be surprised how much kids really enjoy independence. And so it's something that's independent. So in that bin, there may be bagels in there, Pop-Tarts, but if I'm busy, I'm gonna say, hey, you probably just want to get something out the bed because I'm not gonna be able to make. I'm not gonna make breakfast right now, but there is something for you to eat. So although it's just a little bit, I got it from the Dollar Tree. And it just makes things really simple, really organized. And it's really the snacks. So they don't eat you out of a house and a home. You feel that bin? If the bin is gone, you shouldn't have ate all them snacks. You gotta wait to fill up day.
So that's me. My kids don't get a hot breakfast. Praise God. Maybe I need to step my game up, but maybe once a month. I don't know. I'm just saying, unless they get some oatmeal, you know what I'm saying? Microwave.
Yeah, I mean, oatmeal and eggs.
No, so I would say, so somebody was talking about business stuff. I'm gonna tell y'all what we do in business. That's not what this, I mean, we could talk about a few tips when it comes to that, but in all honesty, nothing should change in your business except maybe the pace. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have more time, we can kind of talk about that. Like, let's just say you are a teacher and now you have your full summers to yourself. That is one thing, opposed to summertime and the kids are home. You should still be able, and we'll get to that, boundaries and routine, but organization wise, that your hourly calendar does not go away because it's summer. Your hourly calendar is actually more important. So back in, pre-COVID, like we would have things like story time, and they still have them. Some places are doing them in person, but some places are doing them like outside or something like that, some type of activity that you have for your kid. Stick to your hourly calendar. If you do not have a family calendar, get a family calendar. Shout out to my husband who was updating the family calendar today, because then you can go and have your discrepancies. Like, that's got to come off because I got something scheduled at that time. You can make sure you on one accord. So that family calendar, and then as well as your hourly calendar, and just making sure that they coincide and that you have both of them going on. When it comes to meal planning, if you have not, go find some containers. You can find them on Amazon. You can find them at Walmart. Walmart got some good ones. You can find them at Target. You can find them I don't think the dollar store has the sectioned off ones, but they might. Don't get me wrong. Dollar General might, but I don't know about Dollar Tree. But go and get you some containers that actually are meal prepping containers where like somebody can pull out a whole meal. Or if it's the big ones, just put 2 different things inside of it, unless you got super picky people who don't like their food to touch. So just put them in the same container right beside each other. But meal prep, y'all, like, I'm serious. If you meal plan, it will change your life. And it's like, okay, well, I meal planned this week and then I didn't do it no more the rest of the month. Put it on your schedule. And this is where it gets into a routine. Y'all, I get it if you need a little razzle dazzle in your week or in your month or whatever, but you need to have a set schedule. You don't get to razzle dazzle like that at your job unless it's just a place of uncertainty. You know what I'm saying? You're being told what to do. And so you need to tell yourself what to do. What time do you wake up? Just because it's summer does not mean that you need to sleep in. That's not the case. If your kids are sleeping in, and I'm not saying you can't sleep in, but if your kids are sleeping in, you need to get up before your kids get up. It's the same as before. Make that time productive. If it's going to be your alone time, that's fine. But I always suggest like a power 30 or something like that before your household gets up. Because if you can knock out, and this is just a personal tip, like if you can knock out, I mean, I know what's up, Patricia. I get the picky ones. If you cannot, the particular ones, I am quite a picky, the particular ones. If you can knock out sending, like this morning, for example, I got on a meeting with the French team and I kind of walk them through what I do every single day. So I literally started with my first post for the day, and I loaded my stories and I walked them through when I did that. And then I went ahead and I cleared my messages. So what does that mean? I went in my inbox, I responded to all my messages that are unread. And then from there, I started my follow-ups. I didn't even go check my host to post yet because my follow-ups are most important. I don't send new messages first. And sometimes I don't engage. I'm just be honest. I don't have time to play with my timeline. I just don't, because you can get so distracted on your timeline. So I just post and then I come back. It's not like Instagram. Facebook's not like Instagram, at least for me personally. I can post something and I don't have to go engage to get comments. It doesn't work like that for me. So I go down, start my follow-ups, send 50 to 100, and then I go check my host to post. Then I go check my host, but I didn't say I respond. And I'm gonna tell you, if you're not putting your phone on do not disturb, then that's a problem. But I go respond, and I mean not respond. I go check my host to post from the last few days, and then send new messages if I need to, and then I go back to my inbox and reply. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, you have to come up with a system and make it non-negotiable. Then from there, my kids are getting up. So if I have a meeting, I'll have my meeting. Then my kids are getting up and I'm tending to them, especially if their dad is gone. And in the midst of tending to my kids, my messages are sent. So I can use boards and just respond when I want to. And I'm telling you, if I feel overwhelmed by notifications and I'm checking my phone every time I get a notification, my phone will stay on do not disturb. Ask my husband, he's on here. My phone he don't get a reply all the time. And he'd be like, where you at? Like, he called me. If he called me twice, he can get right through to me. You know what I'm saying? It's not that deep. So I'm going to tell you, if you don't set a routine, you will be all over the place. Set a routine, create boundaries, try it out, see how it works. If it doesn't work the next day, you got to give it a little bit of time. But then 2-3 days from now, be like, that don't work for me. Try a new routine. What would you say?
Well, I'm kind of
Somebody says schedule a sleep-in day. It all goes on the calendar. Yeah, you can do that for sure. Yep, you put it on the calendar.
The same with talking about scheduling. Again, I think sometimes you underestimate how much kids like structure to be a part of things. So like my daughter has a chalkboard, and on the chalkboard we have like a daily routine. And it's just the same things, but it makes her feel a part of what she's doing. Versus me giving her like, go wash your face, go brush your teeth. And so we do those things and let her be a part of it. Like, what order you want to do it in. And so letting your kids be a part of their schedule, even if she isn't going anywhere, I do want her to get dressed. It's like the same thing as me.
Yep.
Is where she can put herself in the mode of not sitting around, laying around and doing those things. And so although she's 7, and she's been good, first couple days. I'm not saying there's not days where I have to like, but she'll come and she'll show me. She say, I wash my face, I brush my teeth. This is the time where you can let them explore. And I picked out my outfit and things of that nature. You'd be surprised the amount of independence a kid wants to have when you allow them to, and when it doesn't feel like an order, right? It didn't feel like an order. Like, she sees me do my calendar, like, let's kind of go over your schedule. What's going to happen today. Today's a gymnastics day for you. So, we probably do it a little bit more chill for you. And so when I let her be a part of her day and what she's doing, she seems to be more receptive to it because I'm not barking an order at her. I am giving her the opportunity to be a part of, what she's doing. And I think it makes a big difference. But then when there are specific things like a chore or like her case, stretching, if it's not checked off the list, is, right now we're not going to go into the snack bin, or we're just going to turn YouTube off because it's very plain and simple that the things on the board take priority. And it really, really helps because the board gets to speak for me and create order.
That's good. And having a teenager over here, so it doesn't go away. This is what we do all year long. So for us, he just has a chore list and it doesn't change during the summer. So he has a chore list that is listed out Monday through Sunday. And on Wednesdays, he has nothing that he has to do. And it's literally, have you done your chores? Like, don't ask me anything. Like, have you went through your list? And it's how quickly he likes to get through it is how quickly he's able to do the things that he desires to do. From doing his own laundry. My son has his own laundry day. Like we go in his room, he has to make his bed every single day, but he's been doing that for years. And so if you get this structure in place, it won't matter that it's summer. It's just another day. You know what I mean? It'll be things that they automatically do. And so if you have not started a chore list, you need to start one for yourself. Okay. Rachel does laundry on Tuesdays, Lord, and you need to make one for your kids. Like, what day do you grocery shop? I grocery shop I order my groceries normally on Sundays. So my groceries come to my house on Sundays. But if it's Saturdays for you, I think Keisha does hers on Mondays. Set a date. You can, y'all, it's free at some places. So like Walmart, it's free to pick up your groceries. And a lot of y'all, like if you could actually save time if you picked your groceries up. Or if I'm down for the $4. Like run me the $4 so I can go ahead and not have to take my gas and my time. But sometimes I actually do like to go into the store. But getting into that routine, make sure that you're not missing out on what it is that you need in your household, and you like run into the store. Oh, I forgot this. Oh, I forgot this, things like that. It makes yourself prepared. So any other,
not being intimidated by it either. Sometimes when you haven't done something, you may assume that it's something you can't do or you can't afford. So when it comes to like grocery delivery, you probably will spend less money, because when you go into the grocery store, you're like, let me try this new cake. Let me try this new pie.
Except at the end when they be upselling me like, you should add this. And I'd be like, oh,
right, you got the aisle. And so, right. You know what I mean? So don't assume that, this is not something I can do. This is not something that I can afford. But really just go see what it takes for you to do it. And if you go to the grocery store, you can afford to get your groceries delivered, because at the end of the day, that one you were going to add to your cart. That's the thing about grocery delivery. You can't scroll through the aisles. You're going to search for what it is that you need.
Yes.
And that's
Patricia said, setting out your outfits for the week after laundry. That's a good one too. We just do ours the night before, or at least for the boys. Brianna does that. So that is good. And Target pickup. I mean, if you think Target is too expensive, you could do Walmart, but Target do be having some deals, but that saves me from going into Target. So drop a 1 in the comments if you like Target. How about that? Drop a 1 in every time I go in Target, my kids getting something from that first section. Okay. It's inevitable. Like Brianna already know, like if I'm going to Target, like I ain't gonna spend like $200-$300, but I am going to get my kids something just extra, like Jesus, just extra. So I do Target pickup. Yeah, I do. If at any time I can, I will do Target pickup. The dollar spot is a hot spot. Yes, it is, Lauren. Lord, I mean, just in there searching, like, oh, they need some new chalk. Lord, anyways. So let's talk about creating boundaries. Okay, during the summer. I mean, how about this? Drop a me in the comments if, oh, this was me, y'all. Drop a me in the comments if your kids didn't have no bedtime during the summer. Or me, because I remember when I was in college, I mean, I didn't have no bedtime. They didn't have no bed. He didn't have no bedtime. Even though he went to camp or daycare in the morning, whatever. Wasn't no time the TV went off. Like, unless I was just over and just like, go to bed, or he falling asleep. Like, there was no bedtime. Our bedtime, I don't know about y'all, it does not change. Now, there are days that we allow him to stay up a little later, but bedtime is still in effect. We might push it back an hour from what it was when he was in school, but at the end of the day, my son still needs his sleep. Just because it's summer does not mean that he doesn't need sleep. So I take that into consideration. So that's one boundary that we do keep.
I think too, for me, and I mean, I really struggled with this at the beginning of my business. And it could be something as simple as cleaning the kitchen. I don't know why I thought I needed to clean the kitchen and check my messages. You know what I mean? Or clean the kitchen and make a post. And so giving yourself permission to do what it is that you're doing at the moment. Like, it's not going to make your business grow anymore if you do both at the same time, right? And so just saying to yourself, you know what? I'm cleaning the kitchen. I'm not open right now. I'm cleaning the kitchen, or I'm cooking dinner. And I think those things are important. Then you're able to do the same thing when it comes to your work. And so that used to be something that I struggled with. I'm over here burning chicken, you know what I mean? Because I'm trying to respond to a message as if she's not going to need to lose 50 pounds in the next hour. She's still going to need to lose 50 pounds in an hour. What you're doing at the moment, give that thing the respect that it deserves to do that at the moment. Whether it be your laundry or, and some of these things I'm myself working at, but cooking dinner and things, and then you'll be able to find the joy in doing those things. And so sometimes we feel like we're so overwhelmed, but it's just our own fault. Cooking dinner don't come by surprise. You knew yesterday you was gonna have to feed your kids today, right? So if you're overwhelmed by cooking dinner, it's just a lack of preparedness, because most of the time when we're busy, it's not by surprise. We're rarely busy by surprise. We know tomorrow what the busyness of life will bring. And so I think that's a really important boundary, is when what you're doing at the moment, give it the respect it deserves and do that.
Yeah.
You'll be there.
It's good. It reminds me of the conference that we had. Do it now, do it now, do it now. You have to do it now. Like, do it. There's no reason why. And this is something that, and I was talking to Keisha about this morning, whether you believe it or not, whether you understand it or not. And I mean, if you want to be green and go look up some studies, I'm sure you'll be able to find some. Things clog your mental capacity. Okay. Right now, y'all probably could give me a list of 10 things that are on your mind. 10 things that need to be done that you still ain't did. 10 things, like it could just be the smallest things. An unkept mind is disorganized. A disorganized mind is chaotic. A chaotic mind cannot thrive. Let's be clear. That laundry that you think is not bothering you is bothering you. We talked about this on Monday Meetup a long time ago. Set a time. Let that be your personal development day. Do you do laundry on Tuesdays? All right, shut it down. All day Tuesday, you go ahead and handle business in the household. Is that your household day, right? So you have to have these boundaries in place. One thing I would just give you guys, because my schedule is set, we've actually increased it. So for us, we have field trip Friday. So every Friday, our family will go on field trips. We have date night. Date night ain't going nowhere. I refuse to not have date night just because it's summertime, right? So putting these things into place, I still have a bedtime. If you don't have a bedtime, you need to get one. I mean, that's self-care. There should be no reason that you don't have a time that you shut down. And in all honesty, I highly suggest, and this is high performance habits, you should not be falling asleep with the TV on. And yes, it's a hard habit to break. I get it. I've never had, but my husband, Lord, but it's a hard, and Robin, did you sleep with TV on? Sorry, it's just because it's my friend. I just remembered that, but I think so. But like, it's a hard habit to break. Like you need to break it. Okay. So break it. It will help with your sleep. It's good. Y'all know why you get such good sleep in hotel rooms? Because them blackout curtains. Buy some blackout curtains and put yourself in a room that is completely dark. And if you like a quietness, you can put a sound machine on. Stop falling asleep with the TV on. Shut it down. You should have a bedtime on your phone, a time your phone goes on do not disturb, a time that your social media goes to a quiet time. Like you should have a time that you stop. It's really not that deep. And I was telling somebody today, you can send messages before you go to bed and reply to them in the morning. Like he said, they're not going nowhere. Like they're not about to be slimmed down overnight. And this is what I told the person, I said, if they are impulsive buyers and they don't want to buy tomorrow, you don't want them to buy, because you don't want an emotional, tired person purchase who will have a problem with an auto shipment next month. So be okay with them having a night to think about it. And then in the morning, still deciding that they still have a yes in their spirit, okay? Because I want them to have a yes in their spirit every month when that order run, okay? Amen. Can I get an amen in the comment? I need you to have a yes in your spirit for these products, okay? Listen. So those are some of my boundaries. Date night, I don't take my phone typically into date night. I leave my phone upstairs when I go into date night. When we are having family time on my Sabbath, my phone turns off. So, and then the other one is pretty much like non-existent and there for pictures. If we want some pictures or something like that, it's non-existent. I choose to honor my family. I choose to honor God. I choose to honor that space and time. It's not just a day where I'm just not responding to people. I'm not on social media. If you need to reevaluate your Sabbath, you should take some time to really reevaluate it every few months. You should re-listen to Pastor Todd and figure out why you're doing what you're doing, because if you're not doing it for the right reason, stop taking it. Like just work 7 days a week. Ain't no point in taking a day off if you're not going to honor your Sabbath. And so that's another thing when it comes to boundaries. And that includes family and friends. I know it's some testimonies up on this call of people who spent their Sabbath with people that they shouldn't have spent their Sabbath with, and they came back on the next day more tired than they were before they went into their Sabbath because of the emotional drainage that some people may give to you. And if I'm not, I want to just show people who are on here that this is true. Drop a 1 in the comments if you've ever had a Sabbath that was draining and you was like, I need a do-over. Like the Lord, it's happened to me several times. And so unless it's an emergency, the answer is no. Holler at me tomorrow. Like no, absolutely not. It's yes. So anything else on boundaries, Keisha?
I think that was all that it really covered everything. I had something, but I just slipped my mind. So I think that's good.
To come back. Now, I'm gonna tell you, you need to have some goals and vision when it comes to the summertime. Okay, so the summertime for me, like you can have your summer snapback, you may have a health goal or vision, you may have a cash goal or vision, you may have a rank goal or vision, but you need to have something that you are working on, and you do not need to work your business by chance. So and be serious about it. Like, what is it that you plan to do in June? Like June, what is your goals? What was your goals for real this month? Or by the time my kids go back to school, or by the time August hits and my team's kids go back to school, this is the rank that I desire to be at, or this is what I want to be going into the fall. This is the setup that I want to do going into fourth quarter, knowing that, I don't know, school is another transition. Like this is where I want my business to be. And so what is it that you desire for this summer? I know we have some things going on in fall that I desire to pay for in cash. Well, it's going to be in cash regardless, but I want to maybe with fast starts, should I say fast starts and samples or something like that. Or even that, can you put yourself in a space mentally that you won't do things, whether it's unless it's a cash life? How about that? Somebody needs to attach hold of that. I wanted to take my husband to Vegas for his birthday, and I decided that I was only everything, y'all, from the plane tickets to the hotel to we stayed in our Airbnb, which was still a hotel. Anyways, we stayed at Airbnb, to the cash I gave him. Everything that was paid for by fast starts and sample cash. Every single last thing. I was not going to take my husband to Vegas unless it was all paid for in cash, period. So maybe that's the thing. You don't need to take any summer vacations. Ain't no Florida, ain't no whatever you got in mind, unless it's all paid for in cash. You work for that stuff. So I don't know what you got, Keisha.
I think that's so good. I was having a conversation with someone, reminding people that you can live the cash life on your level. So sometimes when people hear that, they think, oh, I have to be making, 5 figures a month, or only someone who does this or does this can actually live a cash life. But what does that mean on your level? And I'm gonna give you an example. An example is we had a lot more space that we need to decorate it. And I said that we wanted to do it all cash, right? For one person, it may mean going to buy a couch for $10,000. That's not my cash life right now. You know what I mean? But I was able to find what the cash life looked like for me. And so no matter where you are in your level of your finances, there's a cash life for you, yes, right? So maybe it's a steak. You know what I mean? Maybe it's, I want to get my kids a summer wardrobe. Let me learn how to thrift. Let me learn how to mix and match. So what does living the cash life mean to you in this moment? So if I walked you around our place, you'd be surprised how many things I just chose to refurbish, because that's what the cash life meant for me at this point. And so really understanding what it means for you today. And if you're a person who desires to live the cash life as a millionaire, learn how to do it right now when you don't have much, because then it will be something that you will just rise into. So right now, I do live a cash life. It may look different from someone else, right? I may not be able to go, well, not yet. I may not be able to go spend $50,000 on a car right now, but perhaps I can find a car for $7,000. You know what I mean? And so really understanding what the cash life looks like for you, and that where you are today, you can live the cash life.
and just implementing it, like your business should be a part of your cash life. So if you don't have, like, let's just say you're barely making ends meet now, but you desire to do something, that does not mean go swipe a card or ask your mom and them to pay for it. If anything, ask your mom and them to pay for your auto shipment and become a customer. Okay. But in real life, you need to say, okay, well, I want to go, like Kahaya said, we want to go on a family vacation. Okay, how much does this family vacation cost? How much is this? And then you budget for it and you say, oh, it's $500. Okay, here's my thing. $500. I'm gonna do it between fast, and y'all, $500 ain't a lot between fast starts and cash. You can do that. Like, and I mean, who knows? Maybe you can't. You probably could get a trip for $500 and then maybe get you a little extra $200 to eat and find you some nice, good places or whatever. And so putting yourself in a position like $500 is almost got that in fast starts today. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Glory. You know, like something as simple as that, putting yourself in a position to where you're going above and beyond. You're going above and beyond. Why? Because it's a non-negotiable. The question is, have you made it a non-negotiable? Like Tim Grover been talking about it over and over again. He said, only weak-minded people have plan Bs. You're not committed if you have a plan B. Like, just period. You're not committed. And this is from somebody who trains the greats. You're not committed. There should be no plan B. If I don't make the money from my business, this is how we're going to do it. No, you're going to make the money from your business. And while you're making that money for whatever it is that you desire, I want a new couch downstairs. It's on the list somewhere. But my new couch, I'm not willing to pull from our regular finances to go buy that couch. It would have to be an increase on top of an increase because we got some other stuff we're paying for. It's got to be a super increase for me to go buy a couch. Y'all get what I'm saying? It's like, well, Rich, can you go buy a couch? I can go buy a couch. I can. I'm not, because that money is not where I don't want to spend just my regular money on that. It's a reward for me. That's exciting for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, find some excitement in your business. You want to buy something for your grandkids? I know we got a lot of, how about that? Drop a 1 in the comments if you a grandma. Glamma, Mimi, don't call me no grandma, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, some of y'all be embracing that grandma life. You know what I'm saying? I know, because my mamas be like, well, they don't care. We got granny and grandma, they don't care. But if your grandma, you might want to do something for your grandkids. You might want to take your grandkids on a vacation. I know my grandparents always kept me. Every summer I was with them, and I'm pretty sure I wasn't cheap. You know what I'm saying? They used to buy me whatever. I was getting new clothes when I left grandma's house or whatever. So I know you want to do for them. And so make it a cash situation where you are working your business to have that excess money. Excess, not the normal, not your regular check, the excess money, which actually builds your business in order to put yourself in that place. And I think this is a great segue to talk about blitzing. I know the world is open back up, but we do have the safe blitzing. But either way, everybody needs to get back into the blitzing world, okay? Because people be talking to you whether you want to be talked to or not. Can I get an amen in the comments? Lord, like, Jesus, talk to me. You're 6 feet. Bad. What? Give me 50 feet. Like, for real, Jesus, Lord, where your mask at? Anyways, so for real, so you might as well just use it to your advantage and go ahead and get out your blitz cards and give them away. And how do you get blitz cards? Like, I think I'm gonna actually make a new video about this because the process is so much more difficult than just ordering them. I believe they have like the old ones in eSuite still, but not the newer ones. You actually have to print them. So it's really simple, y'all. Just, hey, can I give you a coupon? In any exchange, if you're going out to eat, give the server. Servers are still broke. They're probably broker now because of the pandemic. Like, give the server a coupon. Ask, is this the only income that they have? Would they be interested in extra income? Add them as your friend on social media. You work your social media. So they're going to see you and be like, dang, okay, she's a influencer. Like, they don't know, you know what I'm saying? You got 500 followers and they be like, dang, I got like 5, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no telling. So go ahead and start talking to people again and getting their information and connecting with them when you are out in person. It's a really big thing, you know. You got anything to say about that?
I think that's so good. I mean, just choosing that COVID is not going to take our business, and period. And we're all having interactions of some sort, whether it's your kids' summer camps or things of that nature, right? And so, like Rachel said, people are talking to us, let's talk back to them.
Yeah. So the next thing, so how about this? Let's do this real quick in the comments. Drop in the comments, what is your summer goal? By the end of summer, what is your goal? And I'm not going to say rank, because it might not be rank. It might be money. It might be to make $1,000 in cash in June, because you can be about that life. You can. Stop putting limitations on what this business can do for you. Stop, take the cap off. And I'm going to tell you what, I don't care. Y'all, I don't care who it is. If you around somebody and they be like $1,000 in cash, that's too much. Get away from them, like right now, like ASAP. And if it's yourself, you need to check yourself and get around. Has anybody ever made $1,000 in cash in 1 month? That's what you need to ask. You need to start asking those questions and get into those people's spaces. Okay. Like, it may be to double promote this summer. It may be to sign 10 distributors a month and get all your fast starts. I don't know. What is it that your goal is over these next 2 months? Between June and July, I know some of your kids may go to school at the beginning of August, and some of you guys, your kids may go at the end. So you have that extra space, but go ahead and put a goal in the comments of what it is that you desire to do. I know during this summer season, I plan to pay off Disney. So we're going to Disney and we're doing it the Wiggum way. Okay. That's a lot of money. So my goal is to, through my fast starts, to go ahead and knock that out before we go in September. And so, yes, come on, emergency fund. That's what I'm talking about. Diamond, let's go, guys. And let me tell you what, let's just say if you wanted to be diamond in July, I was just telling somebody this earlier today, you need to pace yourself. So if you're going diamond in July, what is your goal for this month? What is the goal for this month? Pull that schedule, pull that chart out, track yourself, and don't focus on what isn't. You know what I'm saying? When you update your chart every single day, it's to be aware of what's going on, but not to stress about what's going on. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Like, aware of it. If I know the pace that I desire my volume to come in, but it's not coming in at that pace, it just means what? I need to connect more, do more of the things myself, and connect to my team to do more of the things, or enroll somebody new that wants to do the things with me, right? It's always focusing forward. It's always focusing forward. That's good. All right. So accountability, y'all. It is so good to be accountable to somebody this summer. The accountability chats are an amazing space. Check regular check-ins on the schedule with your enroller. It's great. Putting the power hours on your schedule is important. You need to, like, for real. And here, we talked about this on Monday meetup, but I'll say it again and then see what Keisha has to add. If you have to be told to show up, you're not serious. Like, that is bare minimum. When I see people showing up, like, shout out to Mimi, she always be on the 6 a.m. She on everything, okay? Listen, you ain't got to tell her nothing. And so when she start winning, I be like, yes, God, open her floodgates, because that girl is so committed, okay? She's one of the most committed people that I have seen, like, in this season. So it's important to be accountable, because if Mimi if she goes missing, I'll be like, where is Marilyn? I ain't seen her in the feed. Like, that's not like her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she be on everything. Like, she just be here learning, be like, I don't know, but what's up? Show me something. I'm trying to get all the juice. You know what I'm saying? So where is your accountability? What would you say, Keisha?
That was all, just so good. And just even off of, the one-to-ones that I had, but it really makes a difference when you've casted the vision for yourself, because it gives you something to wake up with. And the question I was asked in my one-to-one today was, what is the thing that's actually driving you to reach this next thing? And being able to answer that question that way, as she was talking about, being on these Zooms and everything are so important, but before you step onto the Zoom, it should already be this inner motivation, right? But that comes from making it very clear. That comes from making it very clear why this next rank means something to me. And that question was just so loaded for me. So what is the thing that's driving you to this next rank? Like, what is it? And there's really no wrong answer for, maybe fear for some people, or maybe, I want to do this for my upline or whatever it may be, what that thing is for you. You have to make it very apparent so that you can have it in front of you every single day.
So what Keisha said is, what is driving you you can say the next rank, but we're gonna say your summer goal. So what is driving your summer goal? And this is just an honest thing, y'all. Like everybody is driven by something, whether you're willing to be honest about what's driving you or not. Like, can we just, if you could just be 100 with yourself right now. A lot of people who come into this business are motivated by fear. Some people come in and they're motivated by anger. Some people are motivated by ambition. Some people, and when I say anger, it'd be like, this for everybody who said I wasn't gonna do it. Like, okay, that's fine. But once you do it, or once they don't care nothing about you no more, then what's driving you? So if you know, drop it in the comments, but what is literally driving you? It could be fear. I don't ever want to go back to work ever again. Now I'm gonna tell you that's not gonna last. So you're gonna have to switch that up, because fear is not a great driver. It will drive you, but once you it will drive you, Lord, it will drive you. But what is driving you? Like, what is the thing, that innate thing that makes you wake up? The hunger, the thirst, the excitement. What is driving you? And I'll tell y'all, it's a lot of things driving me. Like, it makes me think about, I was just listening to Pastor Hannah just a second there, and it made me think about, like, it would take too much time to tell you all the things that are driving me. And that's, so I'm telling you, it's not just one thing that drives me. It is a lot of things that is driving me to where I'm going, and what I desire for myself in my family in this season. So what's driving you? Yep, what's driving you? And that might be something that you need to journal about, or you may need to and you need to tell somebody. How about that? You need to tell. That's like your why, your real why. Okay, that's the real why we're doing this Bible study called I Declare War, and he's talking a lot about fears and asking some real, just in your face questions where, I don't know about the leadership, but it'd be like, okay, I don't know, like what, like, okay, I don't know, it feels repetitious to me, but it's not. It's really actually pulling layers back and really digging deep into what is really the things that are making you tick and do the things that you're doing. And so yeah, so accountability. Get into the place of accountability. Like, let me just say, so Jokel said about filling out her schedule. I don't need accountability to fill out my schedule, but if you know you need the accountability, or I was telling somebody else earlier today, there's a reason why I tell on myself, because I am a person of integrity. I am. It's just, I'm a woman of my word. I don't know if anybody can relate, but if I say something, I'm going to do it. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to do it. And so if I tell somebody I'm going to do something, I'm going to show up and do it. Right. So I need to tell people what I'm going to do, because then I keep my word to myself. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Something as simple as that. And that's my own personal integrity. So that's what accountability does for me. So if you're saying, okay, listen, I have got to, as soon as the schedule drops, I need to fill out my schedule. You may hop on a power hour and be like, I'm spending the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes to fill out my entire schedule, or 15 minutes if it takes you longer than that, or 20 minutes because you're scheduling your kids' appointments and things like that. Let me tell you what, how many of y'all have ever had an appointment for a child or appointment for yourself and you missed it, even with the alarm in your phone, because you could not see it until the day it came up? Drop me in the comments. Everybody, you a lie if it ain't never happened to you. And then you be trying to figure something out. You get the alarm the day before, and then be like, oh wait, no, no. And then you forget to call, and then you a no call, no show. Okay, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. You need to fill in your calendar. Fill it out so you can get a visual look at what it is that you truly have to do, and do the whole month. I don't care how much time it takes, y'all. It is worth the time. It is worth the time to have some organization in your life. So, oh my God, yes, me too. And this is why a few years ago, Kai, when people would ask me about stuff, I said, I gotta look at my schedule first. Like, I will not make a commitment without my schedule. I just won't do it. I won't. And then even then, sometimes I still mess up. Lord, thank his grace is sufficient. So the accountability is so important. Does anybody else have something that, I know Keisha had something to say about, I don't know if she has a moment, but she has something to say about like summer camps and finding free activities for her, for Lily to do, her daughter to do during the summer. Okay.
Sorry, I was just nursing, so I turned my camera off.
Okay.
So just a couple tips that really helps with activities for my daughter is finding your county's website. So whatever county that you live in, there's one, so just search your county. And typically the county actually has pretty good things, whether it be swim lessons. So swim lessons at a private place could be $200 for 4 weeks. At a county, at a really nice Olympic style pool, could be $80 for the entire session. So if your county has a website, which it does, find that website. They'll have camps. Some have gymnastics, karate, different things of that nature. And if you live in the county, the prices will be very affordable. So for instance, my daughter does an art camp that's through the county. It's close to my house and it was very affordable. It is something that I just found through the county. But when I get her swimming lessons and I do all of those things, I know if I go through the county that I'll find those things. Also, there's things you'd be surprised how different places, whether it be skating rinks, go to their websites, look at their calendars. And on their calendars, they may have free kids skate day or any of those things may be happening. So it's just a matter of just looking at those things and knowing that those things are available to you, and just exploring. And lastly, I would say if you're not in a mom's group, you can get in a mom's group, a good one. Not only is it a way to build your business, but a lot of those moms will share different things that are happening and also making events out of things. So on Wednesday, say, you know what, we'll have lunch at the park. We'll have lunch at the park. And so something that you would do at your house, now do it at the park and make an event out of things that are free. And so if your kids have a hard time going to bed, it's just because they probably need you to give them something to do. And it just takes a little bit of research and it's affordable for all of us.
That's good. If you're not a part of your local group, I know we have a Black one and then we have, because I stay in a white area, and then we have a white one, or not white one, but one for everybody. And they do a lot. They go in there and complain a lot and all that jazz, but they are very informative, like Keisha said. And so I do like to go in there and get information and give when I can. So somebody asked, and I brought Brittany on, even though she wasn't paying attention. But I brought her on to talk real quick about the single folks. But before then, so we'll probably go over 5 minutes. I wanted, somebody asked about, this is a great question. How should we account for the 9-to-5 work day on our business personal calendar? So how do you put in your 9-to-5? And in all honesty, you put in your 9-to-5. It's literally like at work from 9 to 5. So unless you have a scheduled lunchtime and you plan to actually work during your lunchtime, because let's just say I work the 9 to 5, but my lunch is at noon every single day. Every day at noon, I go into the workroom or I go into my car or whatever, and I have a goal in mind. I'm not just going into my car to work. I have a set schedule of things that I'm going to do during that time. And if you have a 9 to 5, 100%, you should be doing a power hour before you go to work. Unless you just have to go to work at like 7 a.m. Like you should have a power hour. And most people can have their phones. And if you can't, like, we ain't trying to get you fired from your job, but if you can, you should be able to, honestly, like I was telling somebody this today, put your phone on quiet hours while you are at work, meaning block out your social media during your 9 to 5, because you will be on there scrolling. And the only thing that you should be doing while you're at work is messaging. That should be your only thing that you're doing. So if you have to sit and just do follow-ups or ask people to watch the video or send green line messages or whatever, let that be what you do during that time, but you literally block it out. Like you block it out. Yeah. All right, Brittany, what tips you got for the single folks that work, I guess the ones who work jobs and the ones who don't work jobs, who want to do the business full time during the season?
Hey guys. So For the single people, I'll start off with the single people who do not work, because that's me. That's where I am. Single, no kids, and I do not work. And so, or work a 9 to 5, I should say. And so with that being said, it's easy to allow your day to get by you, or to sit in front of your computer or phone all day long. And so that is where I was. And I have made a declaration to start putting myself on the schedule and actually doing things so that I'm not sitting at home all day long. So for those of you who don't really have any structure, you need to create structure in your life. And so that's where the hourly calendar comes in. And so have set work hours. So for me, I've set myself work hours where everything that I need to do personally should be done by a certain time. And then if we have meetings in the evening or whatnot, those are on my schedule as well. But I have set work hours so that I'm not sitting here all day and getting burnt out, or just letting the time pass. Because you know how you can sit on your couch all day long and scroll and feel like you've worked your business, but you haven't. You count the messages you've sent like 10 messages. So in order to not lollipop with your time, you need to create yourself a schedule, and whatever that looks like for you. So for me, my business might not look like Rachel's and Keisha's because I don't have a husband and kids, but I still need to have a schedule. And for those of you who have a job, I was one of those people that had a job at first too, working, and desire to work the business full time and, still have my job. And so just during the 5, 10, 15 minute increments that you have throughout the day, you want to make sure that you're being intentional with those. Like Rachel said, getting something done in the morning before you go to work. So set yourself up, load your stories, put a post up or get a post about the giveaway up. That way you're going into work and setting yourself up to when you have those 15-minute breaks or the lunch break, or you can sneak on your phone right here for 5 minutes. You'll have some work to come back to, so that you can really capitalize and be intentional on those little nooks and crannies throughout the day. And then when you are able to get off of work, so like I gave one of my girls an example today. Get up, load your stories, put your first post up before you go to work, or post about the giveaway. Then on your first break, answer the comments that are on your giveaway post. Then on your next break, send them the host post they said they're going to put it up. Then on the next time that you're able to look at your phone, respond to the comments that are on the host post. Like, just really set up intentional things to make sure that you're maximizing off of the time that you do have. So that's what I
I
have.
think that's so good. And I think the biggest thing is setting your intentions from the day. If you get on the 6 a.m. power hour with me, that's the first thing that I have you do. And I have you send it to your upline. If you don't know your intentions from the day for the day, that's an issue. So here's the thing. Can I tell you something? Rachel has the same intentions for the day every day. All right. They're crazy intentions. But I'm okay with that. I want 10 loyal customers and 10 distributors. It's just whatever. What does that mean? I have to work as if I want 10 loyal customers and 10 distributors and 10 host to posts, right? And that does not mean that I necessarily hit those numbers every single day, but I have my intentions for the day. I update my calendar, my schedule. What is it? I update my my chart to know where it is that I'm going, where my volume is going, the clarity. I have clarity. Have you ever been trying to travel somewhere and you have no clarity about where you're going? It's frustrating. You looking down at your phone, you paying attention to the Lord, please don't let my GPS go out. Because if my GPS go out, I'm done for. Like, I'm gonna be out here like at the gas station, like, now how you get to such and such, because you have no idea. Or if you ain't paying attention, you know where to go, but because you're so out of it, you end up somewhere else. Y'all know what I'm talking about? You just look up and you be like, whoa, where am I going? Like, dude, I should turn my GPS on. I'm headed the wrong direction. It's the same thing when it comes to your business. Oh, I know what I'm doing today. All right. Yep, we're gonna see how good you are at just knowing what you're doing today. And let's see if you hit your destination without pulling out that roadmap and being very specific on what you desire. And I'm gonna tell you this: the Bible says ask. It says not ask, seek, and knock. And that's the real thing. Are you waking up and saying, God, I want 10 loyal customers and 10 distributors today? Okay, all my distributors get their shopping spree. Like, are you decreeing and declaring over your business what you desire to happen, or are you just letting your business happen by chance? And most people, I would like to say that you probably let your business happen by chance, but it's time to take reign, take control of your business and be specific. Now, this is my last tip, and I'm gonna see if these ladies have some tips. My last tip is, there is no, I've said it a million times, but I just feel like I need to say it again tonight. You have to take your feelings out of the follow-up and make follow-up whatever you want it to be. Okay, take your feelings out of the post, and that, I mean, connect with other hearts. But who cares if don't nobody like it? I don't care if you spend 30 minutes on your little post. Like, it's okay if don't nobody like it. It's still good if you think it's good. Take your feelings out of the initial message. Take your feelings out of Facebook jail. Like, I don't care. I get in Facebook jail. That don't make me want to throw my phone across the and break my doggone phone. Like, it's just not that deep. Like, I don't have time to wait around, because I know where it is that I'm going and what I desire, and nothing will stop me from where it is that I desire to go besides me. And so when I'm looking at it like this, I'm out here like, all right, I need to get out my 100 messages. My phone is on do not disturb. I don't know if people not responding to me or not. I had asked somebody today. I ain't gonna put her on blast. I asked somebody today. I said, "Have you ever seen me send messages before?" Because I will on a power hour. I'll show my screen. I don't care. And here's the thing: I send a lot of messages. Like, I'm for real. If we ever have a one-on-one and I go through your DMs and you be like, well, can I see yours? You sure can. Like, I don't mind showing, because I actually work. In the days that I don't work, I make up for it the other days because I send extra messages, right? And I never don't not work besides my, that was a lot of negatives besides my day off. But the real deal is, I don't have time to wait and see if somebody has replied to me. I am sending my messages in expectation that when I get done, there will be 10 replies waiting on me. But I'm going to send my messages so that I am prepared to respond, and I have gotten out all my messages, because then I feel good, because I know my numbers. I know 100, 150. I know I'm asking for the host to post. Somebody says, I'm not interested. That's fine. You want to put up this host to post? I don't care that you're not interested. Like, I don't have time to care that you're not interested. And if I feel the need to rebuttal, I will rebuttal. But most of the time, it's so many people out here. Just go ahead and throw up this host to post for me so I can get your friends. Oh, I ain't never used the product, so I'm not putting up host. That's fine. You know what? No worries. Have a great day. Thank you. Delete. And so I'm gonna archive the message, and I'm gonna go to their page and delete them, because I have 5,000 friends. So thank you for getting a spot for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm good if you do not desire to help me build my business. And so let me tell you, when it comes to building your business this summer and you having these goals that you desire to go after, it's something as simple as you saying you want to make $1,000 this summer. Why are you not asking every single person if they want to get a sample? Every single person after they put up a post. Well, I don't think I done had 5 no's today, so I ain't asking no more people if they want a sample. Boy, you want to be broke. Like, you don't want to get to the yeses. You will never get to the yeses if you're not willing to accept the no's. So those are my tips. Keisha, Brittany, what you guys got? I know you can't unmute yourself, Brittany. I got you. No.
I guess my tip is, sorry, don't know what just happened. Right now, you already know that there are going to be days that you're going to be busy. You already know that there are going to be days that you don't feel that well, but just decide right now today that you're going to show up. So like today, I feel terrible, right? You hear my voice, like I feel terrible. But before today came, and that's not to say sometimes I have to remove myself. I had already decided that showing up today was important to me. And so my body reacts to me, right? Yeah, my throat may be burning when I get off of here, but I decided that this was important to me. So right now, today, you say, I'm going to have busy barbecues. I'm going to go on vacation, but decide right now today that I'm the person who works my business. I'm going to get sick, but let me decide right now today what it looks like for me to still build a business when I'm sick. So decide today, when life gets shaken up, what type of person are you going to be in your business?
That's so good,
Thank
Keisha.
you, Keisha. Now she's saying, go ahead and, yeah.
So what I was going to say is don't stop doing the things. Just because it's summer, your structure and everything that you've created does not go out of the window. If anything, you want to be even more disciplined in this moment, because you know what you're up against. You know what the summertime brings. You know it brings everybody out. Everybody want to call and hang out and things like that. And so it's the year of no for the summer. Like really, really prioritize your business and don't stop doing the things. Like don't allow your business not to be the priority that it was throughout the rest of the year just because it's summertime. I don't know. We're used to being off in the summertime and on throughout the year just because of how we've been programmed with school and stuff like that. But this is totally different. We're grown. We're in the world of entrepreneurships, and you're an entrepreneur 365. So do not allow this season to make your business less of a priority. Continue to do the things and continue to be disciplined and continue to show up.
So good. We're gonna pray. We're gonna hop off here. It's gonna be a great summer, and hopefully, you guys are walking away with some actual tips that you can walk away and actually implement right away in order to feel more structured and more prepared for what's coming this summer. And let me tell you, you are in control. Go to bed. Go schedule time. You know, Stephanie Dunn used to say, schedule time to watch cat videos on YouTube. So if you are a TV person, schedule a certain amount of time. Eventually you may understand that time can be used to actually build your business, or you earn the time. Like, okay, if I get this amount of messages out, or if I get up my 10 host posts, then I can have my movie time tonight, or then I can, certain things that you can earn. But make sure that you are prioritizing your business on a whole nother level if you want to take your business to a whole nother level. So we're gonna pray and we're gonna hop off here, and it's gonna be a great summer. Congratulations to everybody in advance for you reaching your goals. So how about that? Drop in the comments, congratulations to me. How about congratulate yourself for how you finna kill this summer? Congratulations to me. Congratulations to me. Congratulations to me. Okay, because listen, I'm finna kill this summer. Dear Heavenly Father, God, we just love you. We honor you. We thank you. We thank you for all of these wonderful leaders that are on here today. We thank you for how their businesses are about to go to the next level during this summer season, how some people are going to make a decision to take control of their businesses, take control of their lives, take control of their finances, so that they can truly change their life the way you always intended for it to be. God, we ask that you cover Keisha as she go throughout whatever is inflammation or infirmary that is in her body. God, we just rebuke and bind it in the name of Jesus. God, anyone else on here who is dealing with any type of sickness but decided to show up today, God, we ask that you touch them now. We plead the blood in the name of Jesus. God, we thank you for this summer. We thank you for this squad, and we thank you for everything that's to come. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Peace out, homies. I'm going to end this, and you can hop back on for the power hour. Peace out.